Hello friends, it's Ms. Dwyer. So I went back to my marsh area because I was very curious about some of the things that I found, and I found more interesting things by this stream. So I'm hoping you can help me figure out who has been living here. But first, let's go back and take a look at some of the evidence that I found last time in the first marsh mystery.
I'm so curious about this tree. Let's take a closer look. So I see all these marks on it, all the way from the root part way up the trunk. It's quite a tall tree. Goes all the way up into the sky. But then I started looking around and noticing some other odd things. Here's another tree. This one's fallen down, and it's also missing some of its bark. You see the kind of reddish tan part down there? So as I started looking more closely, I realized that it's missing its bark almost all the way around. And I see all these chips here on the ground.
I decided to investigate by taking a closer look at the water and the shores around the marsh to look for more clues, and you wouldn't believe what I found. Tracks, all kinds of tracks, all around the water. I forgot to bring my ruler with me, so I used this key just to show a little bit the size of what I was finding. Can you help me identify which animals might have made these tracks? I also found these tattered looking leaves around the marsh's edge.
Wow, someone really munched that one. Hardly any plant left. Remember those plants that were all ragged by the edge of the water? Well, this is what they normally look like. These are skunk cabbage, and just so you see how big they are, there's the toe of my boot. So they're actually really big, and these ones are not all tattered at the edges. So there was something different about that part of the marsh edge habitat that was different from this.
I'll go back to take a look at those trees and plants, but I was also so curious about the tracks that I went back to some photos that I found from over the winter. Look at this track. Do you notice anything different about it? I'll include two templates with the lesson. One will help you identify the tracks that I found by the marsh. The other one is a fun matching activity to help you learn a little bit more about tracking. Enjoy!